Hey everyone, my fellow swords, welcome back to another episode of Suzerain. We've been busy lately. We found out we had a spy on on our cabinet. Well, not on our cabinet. My secretary was a spy, and she was sleeping with Petter to get information. Which, come on, Petter, how hard can you fuck up, really? So we had to throw him under the bus in front of the media. To be fair, he had it coming. Now, we had to choose a new VP, and as much as I appreciate Lucian and his loyalty, he has been very useful. He is way too useful to me uh, in the job that he is right now, as well as I am trying to get some political points scored with the Conservatives by picking the former head of the assembly. Will that work out for me? Let's see. Let's see. Gloria Tori rises to the task. Yep, this is our new VP. Hopefully, she'll bring us the conservative vote. And what do we have to do now? Dispute in the gendarmerie. It's unacceptable how dare the police meddle in the affairs of the gendarmerie. Joseph, technically the gendarmerie are kinda like the police. It was your man who started this ridiculousness and meddled with an ongoing police investigation. Rural security is my jurisdiction and your men were way outside of Versod. Ministers, please stop your bickering, yada yada yada. Oh yeah, because she's the vice president now. We'll get nowhere if you continue with this behavior. Apologies, but Miss Graf here fails to understand her place. Mr. Lancier, you're the one who does not understand it. If you continue to do so, you will pay for it one day. Should I slam the table? Let's slam the table. Elias, explain what happened. Mr. Greiser was tasked with the investigation of a drug trafficking ring downtown Vesort. We found the evidence of a drug stash located in the outskirts of a city. We had to act quickly, put an end to the criminals we have been watching for some time. So immediately sent our police units to catch them and find the drugs in the compound. Mr. Lancier and his gendarmerie did not notify us that they were also moving against the same targets. For fuck's sake. Can people talk to each other? It's always the same shit. That's how you get a 9/11, when your agencies don't communicate with each other. As a result, criminals got away and we lost months of progress. If you don't know what I'm talking how how that's how you get a 9/11, go watch the Looming Towers miniseries, which explains the multitude of dick measuring contests and fuck ups by the CIA and the FBI prior to the 9/11 attacks. Yeah, not they could have stopped it if they had bothered to work together and stop measuring dicks. Okay, you're out of your jurisdiction. Isn't there a line of communication? Exactly. There is, but the Minister of Defense decided to avoid notifying the police department about the planned raid. You didn't notify them either. What I hear is that you're both incompetent. Yeah, kinda. How do we solve this issue so that it never happens again? I think this was the last drop. Internal security matters should be handled by the Ministry of the Interior. We are called the Ministry of Interior for a reason. We can't let anyone screw ups like this again. I mean, from experience here in Portugal, our gendarmerie is half administered by the Ministry of the Interior and half administered by the Ministry of Defense. Basically, everything that has to do with the police, with the policing duties of our National Guard, which is our gendarmerie, um, is handled by the Ministry of the Interior. The more military part of the National Guard is handled by the Ministry of Defense. And the gendarmerie to be transferred to the Ministry of the Interior. Woman, are you out of your mind? The fuck do you mean, woman, Joseph? I have to agree with Miss Graf. If we notify the command, our internal security will improve. There is no question to that. As much as you were briefed about, yada yada yada. Shut the fuck up, Joseph. I don't have to be briefed to see common sense. I would also like to remind you that it is Miss Vice President to you. Ridiculous! This is absolutely ridiculous. I won't hand over the gendarmerie to her. Do you have a better solution? Whenever operations overlap, we should engage at a lower rank with the local officers on both sides. We could work on establishing that, but still doesn't change the wrong system that exists now. I want to remind you about your promise, Mr. President. I don't remember promises. I remember it very well, don't you worry. Enlighten us. What is going on here, Yosef? Elias set us up to create this incident. It's going too far. What proof do you have? There's no way that the police have arrived at the right time of a month-long search on the exact day and minute at the gendarmerie raid. It has happened. I mean, fuck-ups like this happen all the time. So, this kind of accusation is unheard of. It's nonsense. If I were you, I would believe a word Miss Valencia says. We're dealing with these situations. You need to always look at who gets what out of it. Yada yada yada. For fuck's sake. Yosef, calm the fuck down. You have enough to worry about with our armed forces. Focus on Rumberg. The gendarmerie is going to the Ministry of Interior. If we need to send them to the front lines, that's a different question. I'm making a mistake? Of course I am, Yosef. Keep saying that. Thank you for being a man of your word. Right call to establish a more internal security. Work together and don't fight among each other. Yeah, stop fucking fighting. Work together. Kiss and make up, for fuck's sake. Okay, Gendarmerie transfer to Interior. The Palace decided to transfer the Gendarmerie force under the Ministry of Defense to the Interior. Like, I would have preferred like a mixed, as I said, how it is in Portugal, a mixed fucking a mixed what's the fucking word? Mixed responsibility or whatever. I forgot how to speak. Where, yeah, the Ministry of Interior would take care of everything that has to do with police matters, and the military parts of the Gendarmerie would be under Ministry of Defense jurisdiction. Okay, what happened in Benfi? League of Women exchanged thanks. That's good. Do we have any more news? Not really. Briefing on the current healthcare situation. This better be going good. Mr. President, I know this seems like a lot. Reviewing it shouldn't take more than a day. Or maybe two. Great. Very well, thanks for bringing these in. Problem at all. They contain very important information about the status of our healthcare, salaries, spendings, hospital reports, whatever you like. Can go through this together. Okay, let's begin. I did ask for this, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bitch about there being a lot of stuff. I don't want to bore you, so I'll quickly summarize. Oh, fuck you! No, no, no. We're going through this. You don't get to dump a shit ton of documents and just I don't want to bore you. So we have concluded our report for the year. Thanks for the allocated funds. We have improved the healthcare in the country overall. We use the resources to begin a comprehensive health reform. We have more patients treated, less waiting times, and higher treatment quality. This is great to hear. My presidency, I want Swedish people have the best healthcare service they can get. Could be more valiant aim. The foundations we laid so far will influence the years to come. We're certainly on the right path to challenge even Lesbia and or Valsgard in the matter, but we are not yet there. However, give it a few more years and we might even surpass them. We've got the level superpowers, can simply follow the footsteps. No, Pascal, we will surpass them. Yes, we will. Moving on. The investments we poured into our rural health facilities have paid off greatly. The quality of care increased due to the upgraded equipment, and we were able to hire more healthcare staff. People of the countryside deserve better health. Inequality is our worst enemy, and we are one step close to beating it. Make sure they know that we were the ones. I mean, we kind of need this. No, inequality is our worst enemy. Disparity in service needs more effort to be completely solved, however, the additional funds for the rural areas are a great start. All these efforts have resulted in a clear increase of quality in healthcare provided to our citizens. This is fantastic news. Now, I have given you the short summary. There is a very important matter to discuss. Confidential. What the fuck? Ministry of Health. Each page has a stamp that's for President's eyes only. Why the fuck? Oh, polio outbreak in Bergia. How bad is it? For now, it seems to be under control. We have put a few villages under quarantine. The total number of infected are currently 1467. Death toll is at 23 so far. If we have more outbreaks, the result would be terrible. Thankfully, we have received the additional funding to our healthcare. This should curb the infection ratio, although I'm afraid even that might not be enough. It's a very serious matter, Mr. President. Lives of Swedish citizens are at stake. How bad can it be? No, do whatever it takes to eliminate this threat. With that attitude, I have no doubt that we will succeed in that. We have done our research. There is a cure. A vaccination was recently invented in United Contana. Fuck yeah! By a doctor, and the formula has been made available for free in the entire world. This is amazing. No matter what people think about United Contana, if the same thing can happen in Arcasia, we'd be paying the price for it. We would, wouldn't we? Thanks for the very good decision made by you to increase the funding for our healthcare. We have the capability to produce this vaccine locally. Amazing. But I'm afraid simply having the vaccines won't help. We need to make sure they are administered. We need to implement a nationwide mandatory polio vaccination policy. With your order, I can immediately get to work, ensure we are doing whatever it takes. This might seem excessive, however, it's absolutely necessary. Yeah, do it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get to work immediately. Thank you for your time, Mr. President. Yep, start vaccinating. The faster the better. Read the reports from Angika. Protests against gender equality in education. Fuck's sake. Swedish housewives of... Fuck. The Threadwives are protesting us. Presidential decree ordering gender equality in education. Most demonstrators appear to be centered in Andrika, with Mayor Curtin Lesta's administration providing the protesters with permits and security staff. Fucking prick. Rural education institutes opened. The first dozen rural education institutes have opened in the countryside. Many villages are invited to attend. This is good. Okay, so some good, some bad. Rural education institutes open. We've seen that already. Let's go back to Whole Sword. What do we have to do? Okay, less Smoke bill. The Assembly passes an amendment to the tax bill of 1944 in order to increase the tax revenue and reduce the excessive amount of tobacco consumption in the general populace. Section 1 of TB 44, yada yada, 10% tax on all tobacco packages will be increased to 30% on all tobacco. We need the money, and I don't like sin taxes, but they're great revenue earners. You gotta admit, like, sin taxes are much better than just outright banning them, and they are great revenue earners. Free medicine. Citizens Estord have received their first completely free prescription medicine. Some cancer and diabetes patients have expressed how much the measure relieved their finances. A poor family gave an interview thanking the presidency for allowing their parents to live. It is reported that the measure has been successfully around the country as well. This is great. Did the economic development drop because of the tobacco tax? For fuck's sake. Time to smoke less? Yes, it is. Or smoke more and pay the tax. And let's go to healthcare spending. There's significant budget left in the Ministry of Health that we can spend on several different programs in order to improve. We could use the money back, but nope. Improve healthcare in Scotland. Further funds could be used to create a medical scholarship, build a state-of-the-art medical school, give free eye tests or dental care. Huh. State-of-the-art medical school. Think, like, they're all good options. It's a hard choice. Like, medical scholarship would have been good as well, more doctors, but if we concentrate on making the doctors we have the best, and then we continue increasing education like we've been doing, I think that's gonna be the best choice. Still, it, it's a tricky choice. It is, because all of them have benefits. Support Ashraf anniversary. The Remembrance Rally of the Ashraf anniversary are about to begin in Erzan. The Bloodish movement is holding their largest rally yet. To display their demands and strength, the administration can go to Erzan to support the event with or without an armored convoy. Yeah, armored convoy would send the wrong message. Let's go to support. Solidarity with Ashraf's anniversary. Must say this was a good decision. This will help ease the tensions. I hope so. If we play our cards right, I'm certain we are almost there. I can hear the crowd. They seem to be chanting Yolak Blooderat. I believe that means Free Bloodia in Bloodish or something of that sort. Welcome to Suzerain, or however that's pronounced. Raise his hand in the display of unity. Mr. Leica, Mr. Galad, welcome. Shall we move into the sanctuary then? The noise of the crowd, everyone started to get quiet. Thousands of candles were burning inside the sanctuary, one for each person that died in Nizam. The red candle is centered. Okay. Pick up the red candle. This is tricky because that candle was light torch together. Brothers and sisters, We're here to mourn Ashraf and many others who have lost their lives. Not standing before you today as the president, I'm standing here as one of you. Brave men and women, yeah. Condemned it. Yep. I'm not standing before you today as president, I'm standing as one of you. Despite attempts to divide us, our people will stand as one. We are sword, we are blood, we are all united, yada yada yada. I share your hatred and anger, I feel it too, I assure you, like red hot metal, it takes a long time to cool down, but I look at the lost lives and think, what would they want? Yeah, what... You have a right to be angry, but what would the dead want? Tell you one thing, I dream of a Swordland, truly united Swordland, being a blood... We are all the same before God, remember the words, yada yada yada. We must always stay together in the face of diversity. I dream of a united Swordland. I feel responsible and ashamed for the actions of my predecessors. Most of all, I feel the desperation to remove this black mark from our history. Let's be a testament of our unity. Mistakes were made in the past, innocent people will pay the price, but you cannot... No. Let's remove this black mark from our history. The responsibility falls on all of our shoulders because we don't have anyone but each other. I need the help from each and every you. Yeah, let's make this country a better place for everyone. Morning will come. Let's play into the the separatism a little bit. Only silence. Shit. I must admit, Mr. President, that was a good speech. I hope the crowd thinks the same. Let's give him a hug. Thank you, Mr. President. I don't think the people of Suzerain will ever forget this. Okay, doing the Yolak Bloodrat might have been a mistake. I've become the first and only president who was brave enough to come to Suzerain and pay respects to the Islam victims. I hope this will be the start of a new era. Sir, it's time to go. Uh-oh. Well then, sir, this will prove very useful in the upcoming elections. What's the rush? The whole trip runs on a schedule, sir. The convoy needs to start driving now, or else we won't make it back in time. Or... was there some security concerns? Brotherhood of the People. President Rain surprised the country with his attendance at the Ashraf anniversary. He joined the vigil alongside Masun Laika, and the day Swordland remembers Watani Ashraf, he was delivered a heartfelt speech that resonated among the crowd. We hope that his words won't just stay as words. Long live the Brotherhood of the People. Okay, any more news? Not really. Briefing on the current political situation. Okay, let's check this first. Okay. Epidemic prevented, which counts in our favor. Rural education institutes open, tobacco consumption reduced, state-of-the-art medical school. That's all good things for healthcare. Ministry of Interior strengthened. That's good, right? Okay, let's check what the political situation is. I'm totally expecting it to not be good for me. But economic development's back on fore. That's something. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning. I want to provide you with some quick updates on the current political situation. Mr. Hall has reported to me that he is currently putting the finishing touches on his new economic plan. He said that he wanted to solidify the plan before it's presented to you. He will schedule a meeting soon to go over our options. As Simon can pull him off, he has not failed me before. Mr. Hall knows what he's doing. I'm sure he'll deliver as well. Next up on the docket, it's time to talk about our election prospects. Not great. Hope it's alright with you that I've invited Mr. Galad to this portion of the meeting. How have you two been getting along these days? Still having some trouble accepting my authority, but I think he's coming around. Mr. President, Mrs. Vice President. Miss Story, I'll let you take the lead on this. Just received the results of voter poll commissioned by Peter Vectorn shortly before his, shall we say, departure. To put it in plain language, it's not great. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be. The USP stands up to lose 20%. Shit. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. Tell them to be straight. Do we still have a chance? We still have a year to gain more votes, but we got to think strategically, which presumably is why you have retained the services of your chief strategist. You have something to add, Lucian? No, pardon the interruption. Lucian, I value you. If you have something to say, please say it. I value you more than I value her. I hired her so that she would get me votes. But you're the one I trust. Looking at demographics of the voters polled, you've fallen out of favor with conservatives. Yeah, no surprise there. That's why you have a job now. Less than half of them are likely to vote for you. The liberal base appears divided, but you do have a considerable number of supporters there. For better or worse, you certainly aren't popular with nationalists. That's good. The socialist left is divided nearly in half in its support for you. I would have preferred better, but fine. You've said to have the highest share of the bloodish vote of any Swedish president. You're even winning with them away from the Workers' Party. Oh, fantastic. Lastly, we can't expect votes from centrists and unaffiliated voters unless we do something to win them over. Fucking centrists. Lucian, what do you suggest? Thank you, Mr. President. This may sound like common sense, but a convincing enough campaign can succeed where policies fail. Even if you've opted not to focus on your campaign at the moment, I'd still advise you to seize every chance to exposure that you can. I'll take that into account. One more thing, there is a not insignificant portion of undecided voters who don't care who occupies the Maroon Palace, as long as the economy is running smoothly. Yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna happen. Popping up the economy just ahead of the election is a surefire way to win them over. Thanks for the advice. I'm not sure how well we're gonna do that, but sure. Our country seems to be stable so far, but we should avoid further crises if we want to come out of this term strong. There are some worrying news. The Lothberg group is up to something. For fuck's sake, not them. I put the newspaper guy in charge of it so I wouldn't have to worry about this. Frequent meetings happen between the oligarchs. This covers most of it. Gloria, your thoughts? They'll say that your actions against Darkwing Soul cost you a part of the base you won't be able to get back. Yeah, I was expecting that. Nodding towards Solism in your future policies might help, or it might be too little too late. It'll be too little too late. Women's rights commissions of yours, I did warn you against moving too fast on that front. Giving women's rights activists everything they want at once is guaranteed to scare conservatives off. If all else fails, fall back on Swordland's military might. I'm personally not a fan of jingoism, but it works on certain segments of the base. I don't need to court conservatives. That I kinda do, though. Anton Rain is nothing if not the patriot. It's my advice for others not. Great, that'll be enough for today. You're both dismissed. Keep me posted of all the situations you mentioned. This is going great, isn't it? It's going fantastic. But that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things that make the algorithm happy. And I will see you all next time.